saying I've seen some like sick forest road views from some people, this might be it.
Yep. Having spent the previous weekend around the Mount Hood area, I was looking forward to coming back here with more of the Bronco Boys. I had been planning a loop around Mount Hood for a while, and this time we just kind of wandered around the entire mountain and just stopped where we thought it might be an interesting vantage point. A customary spot for stopping in the morning in the Mount Hood area is Joe's Donut in Sandy. From there, Mike, Carlo, Adam, and I met up with Art at the Zigzag Ranger Station. Zigzag gets its name inspired from a gentleman in 1845 named Joel Palmer describing the rugged Zigzag Canyon and river.
Last time I did this whole route, I didn't need to air it down, even alone, just because a lot of paved stuff on and off really grew through.
Lolo Pass Road, or Forest Road 18, starts right in Zigzag. Originally, this was a North American trading route and later a part of the Oregon Trail. But it offers some fantastic views of Mount Hood around some of the corners. Lolo Pass is a combination of questionable paved roads and a bit of gravel. The McGree Creek overlook just past McGree Creek Trailhead offers a couple dispersed camping spots and beautiful views of Mount Hood. Although being so close to Highway 26, they are probably heavily occupied. You know, the Bronco Boys get out every once in a while and cause trouble. The Mazama Trail was originally known as Cathedral Ridge Trail and was apparently renamed by the Mazamas in 1994 in honor of their 100th anniversary. The Mazamas maintain the trail to this day.
He doesn't even have 37s, and he just...
I don't know. Plus he's talking about airing down.
I know. Like, he didn't even slow down to do it. You're a tech guy.
Yeah, I'm also old and broken now. Oh shit. Oh,
Nice.
come on.
We went up the nearby Forest Road 1650-650, which I thought might have some nice views of Mount Hood. Turns out the road is closed permanently. They've dug up giant holes in there to prevent any type of traffic. We still hiked up to get a view of the mountain, but came back and headed off to our next location. The next stop was the nearby Vista Ridge Trailhead. Along the road up to the trailhead, there were just spectacular views of Mount Hood.
Lava field off to the right. Hiking all over that thing.
Now on the north side of Mount Hood, we headed past Lawrence Lake on the way to Pinnacle Ridge Trailhead.
Rock crawl mode engage.
Last time I did this off back there to the right. Yeah. There's a little camp spot back there that people were in last time, and so that way you'd be by yourself. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a real story.
While scouring the map for places to go, I noticed something called the Tilly Jane A-frame at the end of a long winding road up the slopes of Mount Hood. That certainly seemed interesting enough to try and see what's up there. The Dollar Lake fire was ignited by lightning in 2011 and burned much of this area. So when we came up to the top and turned left towards Tilly Jane, we were quite surprised to find some of the trees survived, and in the midst of it, a campground. Tilly Jane Allen was the wife of Dr. William J. Allen, a pioneer who settled in the Hood River Valley in the mid-19th century. I noticed on Onyx that the nearby ridge appeared to have a couple structures on it, but they were completely unmarked. This led to the biggest surprise of our day.
Yeah, there's a minivan and a friggin' Volvo and a Civic up here. Of course there is. And don't worry, there's minivans at the top too.
The Cloud Cap Inn was built in 1889 and was a popular location for early visitors and mountaineers. After the building of Timberline Lodge on the other side of the mountain with easier access, Cloud Cap Inn became less popular. Cloud Cap Inn is currently managed by the Hood River Crag Rats under a U.S. Forest Service permit, and serves as a seasonal base for these mountaineers and search and rescue operations. The Hood River Crag Rats were established in 1926 after the successful rescue of a 9-year-old Blanchard Baldwin on Mount Hood, and are the oldest volunteer mountain search and rescue organization in the United States. The Crag Rats operate under the Hood River County Sheriff's Office and conduct dozens of rescues annually, and they're funded by donations and rentals of their Crag Rat hut. The inn is in fantastic shape, and we were excited to take a look at the inside. They are known for their black and white checkered shirts, as members are experienced mountaineers dedicated to ensuring safety in the Mount Hood wilderness. A group of the Crag Rats had just returned from a hike, and we chatted with them for quite a while, talking about mountaineering and broncos, but mostly broncos.
Just pull over. It's gonna rain, boys.
I hope so.
What a rental.
Great. Oh, yeah.
That's what we were talking about. When we saw the Civic, I'm like, I'm praying that's like a enterprise rental.
Guys up here in a rental?
On the way up, we had passed Inspiration Point, so we had to make a point to stop there and check out the view.
That's a nice Bronco. That's a great Bronco.
Stranahan Falls is created by runoff from the Elliott Glacier, which eventually flows down into Hood River. There are apparently multiple waterfalls, but the one that we could see is an apparently 226-foot plunge. Don't do that, the dog might jump out of the car and go after it.
Is there like a campsite down there, Mike?
Having finished up on the slopes of Mount Hood, we next went over to the nearby Bennett Pass, which is a nearby ridge that overlooks Mount Hood. Even though it was late afternoon, we decided to opt and do the trail regardless, even though the original plans had involved pizza and beer. But knowing that Bennett Pass offers unbelievable views of Mount Hood, it only added to the adventure we would find later. And to only add to the fun was a large thunderstorm headed directly at us.
Okay, the rain's cold.
Well, I'm a fish. Remember how I was saying I've seen some like sick forest road views from some people? This might be it.
Yep,
No, you're wrong.
doesn't matter. At one point, driving up Bennett Pass, I noticed a young lady walking along the side of the road and came upon her and her boyfriend, their red Toyota, and their dog. They had slashed a tire on the countless sharp rocks and were completely unprepared for changing the wheel. So we did the only thing we could and helped out.
Is this going to be a trend now, Adam? Every time we go out together, we have something to work on?
I don't know.
How far do you guys have to go after you get down to 35?
You said what?
How far do you have to go after you get down to 35?
All the way to Gresham.
Oh, okay.
Gresham, that's not far.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No.
I should be fine. As long as I can get the paved road, I should be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not stressed
There's a
out.
lot more rocks going where you're going, so take it
I
easy.
know. It gets pretty gnarly, huh?
Yep.
I took this road last week.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised how bad it gets up here.
Oh yeah.
I should be fine though.
They headed north on Bennett Pass, as that was the shortest distance to more paved roads, and we had to continue to head south.
Alright, you see where I'm at? You need to hug the hell out of the cliff on the left side. Like that little sketchy one we had up at Rainier, Adam. Oh yeah. They left here too. Too bad we don't have the view right now. And I'm at the worst part here. You gotta way stay to the left.
One of the features of Bennett Pass is called the Terrible Traverse. Luckily, it was dark for us, as it is an extremely steep drop-off, and the road gets very narrow.
Be glad it's dark. You can't see how far down it goes.
To complicate things even more, I was nearly out of gas. Fortunately, we were relatively close to the end of the trail. If I knew if I could make it there, I had a good chance of getting to a gas station.
When do we get to the worst part?
We made it to the end of the trail and stopped at the nearby parking lot to air back up again. I managed to make it to government camp with 2 miles left on the gauge. Some of the guys went home, but Art, Adam, and I headed into government camp to find some food. We stopped at Charlie's and got our food ordered before they closed the kitchen, but just barely.